Hi everyone, in this lesson I'm going to teach you about some important helping verbs in Turkish. I'm going to first talk about three most important and most commonly used helping verbs, and they include olmak, etmek, and yapmak. They're known as the auxiliary verbs, or more simply the helping verbs. We're going to look at all three of them separately in detail, but let's first look at what an auxiliary verb means. An auxiliary verb is a verb that gives grammatical information that is not given by the main verb of a sentence. The most common examples of auxiliary verbs include be, do, and have. Let's now look at some Turkish examples, starting with OLMAK. The word OLMAK in Turkish literally means to be, to become, to occur, or to happen. To understand how olmak is used as a helping verb, let's consider an example. In Turkish, the word mutlu means happy. So, mutlu olmak, to be happy or to become happy. So, very common Turkish sentences, ben mutlu oldum, I became happy, or ben mutluyum, I am happy. So, this works as a helping verb here, olmak. In the previous video, I've already explained in detail about the MEK or MEK suffix here, which makes the infinitive form of the verb. You can refer back to that video as well for further understanding. So mutlu means happy, while mutlu olmak means to be happy or to become happy, and you can use it with different tenses of Turkish, which we're going to learn in the upcoming videos. I've added some other examples as well to help you further understand how olmak is used as a helping verb. Some of these examples are belli olmak, to be clear or to become certain. Sahip olmak, to be in possession of or own, to own something. İhtiyaç olmak, to be in need of something or to require something. Önemli olmak, to be important. The word önemli actually means important, and similarly ihtiyaç means need. Sahip means to own something, the owner of something. So like that, önemli olmak, to be important. Neden olmak, cause or give rise to something. Emin olmak, to be sure of or know something for certain. Uygun olmak, to be suitable. Uygun means appropriate or suitable. So uygun olmak, to be suitable. Now let's move on to etmek. In Turkish, the word etmek literally means to do, to perform, to practice, or to make. Let's look at an example of how the word etmek works as a helping verb. So in Turkish, the word dance means to dance. In English, it's actually dance, whereas in Turkish, it's dance. It's not D, it's the, dance. So, dance etmek, to do dance. It's actually to dance, but to help you understand, I added this do here, to do dance or to dance. So, let's look at some other examples. Acele etmek, to make haste, rush, or hurry. İtiraf etmek, to admit or to confess, to make a confession. Rahatsız etmek, to annoy or to discomfort. Now, you're not always going to see the words make, do, or perform in the phrasal meanings here, and that's how it works. I mean, when you translate one language to another, you're not always using the exact same words that you use in your own language. So, rahatsız etmek, to annoy or to discomfort, it could be like you're making someone uncomfortable. You can understand it like that. Yardım etmek, to help, assist. You're performing an action, you're doing something, you're performing something. So you're helping someone, to help or assist. Terk etmek, to abandon or leave. Now again, this is an action that you're doing. So, hesap etmek, to calculate or compute. You're making a calculation. Teşekkür etmek, to thank somebody. This again is an action that you're doing. You're performing something, you're doing something. So, teşekkür etmek, to thank someone. Now moving on to yapmak. Now this is going to be confusing because the meaning of yapmak is exactly the same as what etmek means. Yapmak, like etmek, also means to do, to perform, to practice, or to make. And this is the exact same meaning of etmek. I'm going to show that to you again here. Here. This. This is exactly what's the meaning of yapmak here. And the meaning of yapmak is exactly the same, but they are different. Now this actually is confusing because the word etmek and yapmak both mean exactly the same things: to do, to practice, to perform, or to make. So yapmak and etmek basically mean the same thing, they have the same meanings, but they're different. And most of the times you can't, use them in place of one another. So it is a difficult thing to understand, but in the next video, I'm going to try and explain the difference between these two words. I'm also going to give out a list of some of the common phrasal verbs that are formed with the words etmek and those that are formed with the word yapmak. But for now, let's look at how yapmak is used as a helping verb in Turkish. So for that, we're looking at the word hata. Hata in Turkish means mistake. So hata yapmak, to make a mistake. Let's look at some other examples of how yapmak is used as a helping verb in Turkish. Egzersiz yapmak, to exercise. So you see how the pronunciation is very different. It's actually the same word. I mean, it resembles, but it's actually different. In Turkish, this is egzersiz yapmak, whereas in English, this is exercise. So, egzersiz yapmak, to exercise, to make some exercise or perform some exercise, you may say. Okay, so aynını yapmak, to replicate. And in Turkish, the word ayna, this actually means mirror. Ayna. So aynını yapmak, to replicate, to make a replication. This again is an action that you're performing. So, okay, moving on. Barış yapmak, to make peace. Konuşma yapmak, to give a speech. Banyo yapmak, to bath. Öncülük yapmak, to lead. Now there's some other words as well that are used as helping verbs in Turkish. We're going to look at them as well, starting with almak. Now almak in Turkish literally means to take, to get, to buy, or to receive. Let's look at an example. Duş. Duş means shower. And duş almak, to take a shower. See here, one of the meanings of the word almak is take. So duş almak, to take a shower, just like in English. So moving on, I'm going to talk about vermek. Vermek is actually the opposite of almak. Almak means to take, whereas vermek means to give or to hand over something. Looking at its example, söz. Söz means promise, and söz vermek means to give a promise. Now let's look at some examples of almak and vermek together, of how they're used as helping verbs. So kilo almak means to gain weight. Satın almak, to purchase. İzin almak, to get permission. Now we're going to look at examples for vermek. Kilo vermek, to lose weight. So kilo almak means to put on weight or to gain weight, whereas kilo vermek means to lose weight. Sinyal vermek, to give a signal. Haber vermek, to report or inform. Okay, moving on. Gelmek. In Turkish, the word gelmek means to come, to arrive, or to seem. Considering an example, akıl. Akıl means mind. Aklına gelmek, to come to mind. Now this again, Turkish I explained earlier is an agglutinative language and you add suffixes to the main word roots. So aklına gelmek is actually, this is actually a a form of the same word akıl, but with suffixes attached to it. We're going to understand these later, but for now you need to know that aklına gelmek means to come to mind. Now the opposite of gelmek is gitmek, which means to go or to leave. This is actually the opposite of gelmek. Gelmek means to come, whereas gitmek means to go or to leave. So boş, boş in Turkish means empty or vain. Boşa gitmek, to go to waste. Now this a here again is a suffix that's attached here, and we're going to look into this later on. So boşa gitmek, to go to waste. This is actually here boş, boşa gitmek. Now considering some examples of both gelmek and gitmek, which are the opposites. İyi gelmek, to be good for, suit or agree with. I mean this actually means bana iyi geliyor, meaning that this seems good to me or it feels good to me. This suits me. It gives that meaning. Karşı gelmek, to oppose or to object to something. Eksik gelmek, to be not enough or lack. Okay, now let's consider some examples for gitmek, which is the opposite of gelmek. So iyi gitmek means to go well or to suit. This actually means, like in English you say how's it going, you say it's going well. So it's like that, or for example, when you say they go along well with each other, so to go well or to be suitable for. Zıt gitmek, to go against. Boşa gitmek, to go to waste. Now kalmak. Kalmak actually means to stay, to remain, to continue, or to be left. Considering an example, geri. Geri means back, behind, reverse, or remainder. So geri kalmak, to remain behind or to lag behind. Moving on, söylemek. Now this is not the opposite of kalmak like we've done for the previous two. This is not the opposite. Söylemek in Turkish means to say, to tell, or to sing. Example, şarkı. Şarkı in Turkish means song. Şarkı söylemek, to sing a song. Now there are some other words as well that are used as helping verbs in Turkish and ordinary verbs as well. And some of them include demek, to say or to mean, dilemek, to wish, bulunmak, to be found or to be, durmak, to stop. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope this video was helpful and I hope that you continue learning with me. Thank you.